Hi, this is Darnell with Whale Oven Recipes. And this is my 30-day review of the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven. I have an earlier unboxing and review video where I went into detail about some of the functions and features of the cooker. But this is my review after 30 days of use to give you my thoughts and impressions and my full review of everything that I think about this cooker after using it for a month. And so if you haven't seen that earlier video, be sure to see it. I will be keeping up with notes from my phone because I have a lot to go over here. So this might not be the shortest of videos, but it will go into a lot of detail as far as some things you need to know about it. So as I've pointed out earlier, the NuWave Breville XL Smart Oven has a large inside here. You can fit a whole lot of different food. I've got a video where I cooked 2 whole chickens at the same time in it. That's how big it is. You can't cook like a turkey in there. It's not as big as the Breville as far as height. So you can't get a turkey in there of any size. Not even an 8-pound turkey breast will fit in there. But basically it has the 2 racks that it comes with. You can put them on one of 4 levels. It's got a grill grate along with a baking pan. And it's got an air fry basket for air frying. So you use these a lot when using this smart oven. You're going to be putting things usually in the air fry basket or on the grill grate or in the baking pan. You're not going to put a whole lot on the grates themselves usually. It's basically made to be like an oven, like your regular oven. You wouldn't put a lot on the grates alone. So, you know, you want to use these utensils that come with it, or these holders that come with it. Also, the smart oven has heating elements on the bottom and the top. You don't want anything dripping down and getting into those heating elements and messing things up. So you've got to be careful with that. But this is a convection toaster oven basically. And I'd say it's a convection toaster oven first. It's an air fryer second. It air fries, but it's first a convection toaster oven. First, think of it like a miniature version of your house oven. It's smaller, it uses less energy, it doesn't heat up your whole house, but it can bake. I guarantee it can keep up as far as baking with your regular oven. It can go pound for pound with your regular oven for sure. So it does air fry, and I'll get into more of that in a moment. I wanted to point out the racks, unlike your regular oven, can be unstable. These racks, when you're pulling stuff out, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it happen, but sometimes when you're using these racks, you'll be taking food out, and it'll, there I was able to do it. I was able to do it there. You're able to knock those out of place pretty easy when you're pulling food out. You got to be careful of that with this smart oven, especially on this 3rd rack up. Moving the rack out and it'll drop down. Well, you got to be careful of that. That's something to keep in mind. I don't know why. Maybe they should have made the rack guides a little further out, to be able to hold it better. But that's a design consideration there. It has a stage cooking feature, and I've gone into stage cooking. I've given a full tutorial video on how to use stage cooking. And if you've seen that, you know that stage cooking is not intuitive how it works, because when you hit stage to start stage cooking, it starts on stage 2. You have to keep pressing stage to get to stage 1 so you can actually enter the information for your first stage. A smart oven that does stage cooking, should be a little more intuitive than that, but stage cooking works. And so, ultimately once you figure it out, there's that learning curve. And this smart oven has a learning curve to it. But once you get beyond that, you can use this real effectively to cook most anything you want. It air fries, so it is fair to call it an air fryer. And it's air fries, but it takes a little more time. It takes like maybe another 5 minutes from like the Power Air Fryer Oven Elite or something like that. It just takes a little more time to get to the same quality of air fry, but it can do the job. So I do say that it is an air fryer, but it's more, air frying is more a secondary than a primary. I'd say primarily this thing bakes well. Primarily it works just like a regular oven, and then secondarily you can get it to air fry too. So if you're doing you're not doing a ton of air frying, you know, this is good. You know, if you're doing some air frying here and there, it's cool. So it's good for small lot air frying, because if you see this air fryer basket here, it's kind of small. And I've shown when I air fried some chicken tender or hand cut chicken breast strips, the Power Air Fryer Oven Elite has like 3 racks that are more than this. I mean, this holds about 1.5 of what an Power Air Fryer Oven Elite crisper tray would hold. So a Power Air Fryer Oven Elite can air fry more than this thing, even though this thing's bigger, because it has a small air fryer basket, and so you don't have much room to air fry on. But it can do your smaller lot air frying good. So like I said, if you're doing some air frying now and then and you're not doing a whole lot of heavy duty air frying, you know, this is cool. This will work for you. You just have to give it a little more time to get it done. Maybe give it a little 5 more minutes. You can use like air fryer things that I've shown on this channel, air fryer recipes I've shown on this channel. You can do them in here. Just give it another 5 minutes or so and it'll work out fine. And you can even do it at a higher temperature than you can for some other air fryers, because this goes up to a maximum of 450 degrees. It can do a broil for 500 degrees for just 5 minutes. Doesn't do broil any longer than 5 minutes. So it can go down as low to about 100 degrees to do dehydration. So it's good for dehydration, it's good for air frying, it's good for baking. You can do grilling on it. It's easy to clean. I've got a video where I showed how easy it is to clean. Basically, you can put this in a dishwasher top rack. You can put these parts in a dishwasher top rack. You can put the racks in the dishwasher top rack, or you can wash them by hand. I found them to be pretty easy to clean by hand. It's not hard. I will say that this baking pan is not, in my opinion, not very non-stick. Some folks are able to just spray some cooking spray and do well with it. I'd say line the baking pan with foil if you're doing something in the baking pan. But I've been able to use the grill grate, you know, without too much trouble, but you can see it's still got some stain and stuff. I don't know if you can see that good. It's not, I guess, the most non-stick. And here's my thing. If you've used any NuWave products with their Duralon non-stick coating, you know what I'm talking about. Duralon is great for non-stick. I mean, this is not Duralon, and I think the folks at NuWave do well. If they made a Duralon baking pan for this, made a Duralon grill grate for this smart oven, because that Duralon stuff is great. It's great non-stick coating, and I just think NuWave doesn't even push it out as much as they should on more of their products. It's that good. So as I mentioned, it can grill, dehydrate, bakes well, air fry. You know, I roasted 2 chickens in it, and I've got a whole lot of cook videos coming to show you a whole lot of different things you can do in here. I will say one thing that you don't want to cook in here is bacon, and I've got a whole video about that, about the issues with baking and going into detail with the bacon. I will say that I have continued to try and make sure and try and find a way to cook bacon in here, and I did find a way to cook bacon. That'll be in a forthcoming video, but here I will say to cook bacon in this thing, low and slow. I mean, that's all I can say, because basically with bacon, if you're cooking bacon in here and you go over like 400 degrees, it produces a ton of smoke. Will fill your house with smoke, and you don't want that. So you've got to go at like 350, and it's going to take you like 30 plus minutes, seriously. So, you know, like Power Air Fryer Oven Elite, I can cook up some bacon in like 16, 18 minutes, have it running at 400 degrees, real hot, no problem, and it'll cook it up, no smoke. I've seen people that have the Breville Smart Oven Air, they cook theirs at over 400 degrees, cook bacon over 400 degrees, no smoke, no problem, knock it out in about 15, 16 minutes. They do theirs. So I will say, you know, it can air fry a lot of stuff and it can cook a lot of stuff, but stuff like bacon, and if you're like cooking steaks, if you sear them, because it has a sear feature, if you sear them for more than, that's 450 degrees, if you sear them for more than about 5 minutes, you'll start getting smoke from your steaks. So even when you're cooking steak, don't overdo it on the sear, or you will see some smoke kicking out. I'll have a future video on that as well, detailing that. So let's see. We talked about the Duralon situation. That I just like Duralon. NuWave's got to really push that Duralon a little harder. I will say, in comparison with the Breville Smart Oven Air, from what I've seen of the Breville Smart Oven Air, it looks like the better product. It looks like the better smart air fryer oven. Seriously, no doubt. And I will say, you know, it seems better, it looks better, but the thing about it, even though I'm a little disappointed with what NuWave did here, that they could have done better to compete with the Breville, the price is what really keeps me locked in here. The price is why I keep this, because this cost me, I was able to get some discounts at Kohl's and got it for $110. It normally sells for about $150. But the Breville Smart Oven Air, $4.99. So I got this for about a quarter, almost a quarter of the price of the Breville Smart Oven Air. So it's like, am I going to take this back and pay about four times more for something else when this works pretty good? No, this is a good deal. This is a good deal, and so, you know, it's a good deal product, and you can get it, use it, make use of it. It's not as good as the more higher price pristine product, but all the same, it does a good job. And so I'm sticking with it. I'm keeping it. It works very well for me. I'd say that the heat, because of the way that it takes longer to air fry, the heat, although it gets up to temp and it, you know, bakes well and cooks well, and I'll even have a video coming proving that it heats, you know, where it says it's heating too. But even though it does that, it doesn't focus the heat like an air fryer does. It doesn't, like the Power Air Fryer Oven Elite and air fryers kind of focus that heat in and are able to blow that heat around, able to blow that heat around better. So they basically are able to air fry things quicker. This one doesn't, I guess by its design, it isn't able to focus that heat as well. So it takes that extra time to air fry, even though it can get the temps. But all the same, it does air fry. So this does a great job with things like pies, cookies. It does a real good job. Like I said, it keeps up with your regular oven in the baking department and heating things up and cooking things that, you know, you normally would put in the oven, but you don't want to heat your whole house up. And that's the good thing here. This doesn't heat the whole house up. And even though it doesn't focus the heat and lock things in like that air fryer, the benefit is you get nicer cookies, you get nicer cakes, you get nicer pie that you cook in here, because it cooks more like a regular oven. So it's able to, you know, do things more like a regular oven. But if we're focusing that heat and able to focus it like an air fryer, you'd probably get burnt over pies and things, which wouldn't be as nice. So those are some things to consider. Let's see, is it better than the NuWave oven? You know, this is something I've been asked a lot. Is it better than NuWave? I'll say overall, yes. Overall, it is better than the NuWave oven, because it can do the baking better and it can do air frying on par with the NuWave oven. It's got heating elements on the top and bottom, so it fixes the design flaw of the NuWave oven, which only heats from the top, because this has heat at the bottom as well. So I'm able to cook more versatile things in this than I could in a NuWave oven. And I will be showing something that I couldn't cook in a NuWave oven, but is able to cook in this, because this is able to do everything that you would do in an oven and an air fryer. It is able to do both functions. And so I do think it's better than a regular NuWave oven. It's not able to air fry as quickly as an air fryer, but all the same, it can air fry. So it's able to meet all the different demands. Only cost me $110, and you know, it's able to keep up with everything else. So I think it's a very good product. It's like I said, it's better than NuWave in my opinion. I know some people may not agree with that, but you know, this channel is not sponsored. This YouTube channel is not sponsored by the folks at NuWave, and although it's called Wave Oven Recipes, I hold no bias towards NuWave as a company being, or the NuWave oven being, you know, something that is above and beyond anything else. I just call them like I see them. And I had, like I said in some past videos, I had a superwave oven before I had a NuWave oven. So my mention of wave, you know, comes from having multiple cookers with the name wave in them. But anyway, I wanted to just point out also, you know, because everyone seems to want to be able to just buy one cooker and be done with it and have one to do everything and be happy. And I'll tell you, there's no one perfect cooker. There is no one perfect cooker that does everything great and better than all the rest. Maybe that's by design by the companies. Maybe they, you know, so that you'll buy different lines of their products. You know, I don't know. But I will say that there is no one perfect cooker. Anyone that's looking for one that just does it all perfect, sorry. There is no one that does it perfect. For everyone you can name, I can name something that it doesn't do as well as something else. You know, there's something it doesn't do as well as something else. That's the way it goes. But overall, this is a great product. It is able to do a bunch. It's able to do everything. It may not do some things as quickly as others, but, you know, it's great. There is that bacon problem, though. I consider the bacon problem a huge problem because, you know, you can't cook bacon in a reasonable amount of time. That's messed up. So there is the bacon problem with this product. Although, like I said, you can do it. It's just going to take you a long time. Anyway, I have tried to basically lay out my impressions of this product. I do think it's a good product. It just takes a learning curve. There's some things to be aware of, but for the price, it's great. If this were to cost like maybe $3.99 like the Breville, oh man, I'd be running to take it back and go get a Breville in a heartbeat. I mean, there's no way I would pay $3.99 for this. I mean, don't even pay $2.99 for this. I mean, really, the price that you can get it, you know, go to Kohls.com, KOHLS.com. They aren't sponsoring this video at all, but you can go there. You can usually get a discount on top of whatever the regular price is, and usually get it below $150. And if you can't, you probably can like sign up for the email list or something and get some discount off of that. So, you know, you can get this at a great price, and it does the job that you need to get done. And that's the bottom line there. Low price and effective. So I like it. I'm keeping it. You'll see more of it. And you can find out a lot of recipes for this. And there'll be a lot more videos coming, but a lot of recipes for this and other cookers are at superwaveovenrecipes.com. I'm on Twitter at waveovenrecipes. Please leave your comments. Tell me what you think. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. And good eating.